Hello indie game fans, love of video games is perhaps in the air this week since there are a whole bunch of games big and small that are releasing, with some very brave indie developers trying to sneak their games out in between huge releases, so see what's new in this Valentine's Day edition of indie gaming this week. Let's begin with Nimbus INFINITY, an aerial combat mecha title that will certainly be for fans of giant robots. This follows Project Nimbus from 2017, which has done decently well, so I do hope that lessons learnt from there has carried over into this new title, as you fight to protect Earth against an unknown alien threat. If anyone played the old Gundam space combat games on PS1, this looks quite similar but much sleeker, but do note that it will be an early access title. Valentine's Day will come with a number of lovey-dovey titles, where one that flips the script on its head is Doki Ragnarok, one where you play as a Viking raider, pillaging and dating villagers from all over Europe. It looks like a parody of the dating sim visual novel, but where actual effort has gone into making this game, so I'll at least give it a shout out, where, like the Lovecraftian visual novel Sucker for Love just covered a couple of days ago, will probably end up on the list of weird games somewhere. I don't usually cover racing games since there are quite a number which are very similar, but I do have to give a very special mention to Super Toy Cars Offroad, since, of course, it allows you to drive miniature toy cars in tracks that are based on real-life objects, which I always love. This is a sequel to Super Toy Cars 1 and 2 from 2014 and 2020 respectively, but taken outside and off-road looks like a nice alternative to the racing games that are always chasing hyper-realism. A very sleek-looking first-person platformer is Trigo, where you are trapped in a simulation and must parkour your way out. Lasers feature very prominently here, where you are ducking and weaving through them with an aesthetic that looks good as well. I'm sure that speedruns of this game will look amazing, so if you want something slightly different in the platforming arena, do check this out.
Sure is nice with only one female, concur?
I just made a video on roguelite platformers, and another game that looks to join those ranks is Mongrel, one where you play as a frog with a gun, venturing into the underworld and sewers to uncover the secrets in this very twisted society.
Bad boy.
Every one of them will burn!
I'm actually a little bit put off by the designs and voice acting of the human NPCs, which has to be intentional, so combine that with decent looking action and you have a title of interest, even if it is very weird. Here's an excellent narrated trailer for River City Girls 0, a classic beat-em-up remade for the modern age, where if you're into collecting physical games, there is the option available, link in the description below.
River City Girls 0? What's that? It's a new game featuring us and our boyfriends. Well, not exactly new.
But I thought games started with the number 1, then went to 2.
It's our very first adventure together, released way back in 1994.
Whoa, that's hecka old. How come I never heard about it?
It was only released in Japan until now.
Looks like it was called Shin Naketsu Koha Kunio Tachi no Banka.
I heard Kunio's name in there, so I like it.
But now it's translated into English?
Yep. And it's got a new anime intro, title song, manga cutscenes.
Dang, let's go buy it right now.
Hey, wait up. We gotta finish this ad first.
Hurry, Misago!
Check out this classic Kunio-kun adventure, ported to modern consoles for the first time.
Will you hurry up already?
River City Girls Zero, available soon.
I'll just quickly run through smaller games and ports, beginning with console releases of Beat Souls, a neat and very hectic rhythm game that will be for fans of the genre. Gem Wizards Tactics is an awesome, underrated pixel art turn-based tactics title that I quite like due to how different each faction is, also getting console ports this week.
Stranger? Are you here for some Monster Camp gossip?
In line with Valentine's Day, the fan favorite multiplayer dating sim Monster Prom 2 Monster Camp XXL gets a Switch port, so as they say, be your worst self in this game.
There's this witch with 3 evil exes lurking around, a cursed monster slayer that now befriends monsters, and a robot who may or may not have led an uprising of the machines. Then there's not one, but 2 demons. A buff, beautiful warmonger, and the Prince of Hell. They're so hot, they make trees pollinate by dressing as sexy bees. And let's not forget the breathtaking Grim Reaper. They're so famous, they found a regular cat and turned it into an internet sensation. So there's just one question left. Are you joining us?
Pack your bags. Welcome to Monster Camp, the second multiplayer dating sim ever. Gather your friends and face all kinds of wacky situations till you find summer love or get brutally rejected. You will fish for awesome secret endings, meet a ton of new characters, and discover all kinds of surprises hidden in the game. Are you ready to fight for love?
Sophstar is a vertical shoot-'em-up title that I think will be of interest to fans of the genre, since it looks like a very classic one of these with a nice variety of playable ships, which appear to have their own special weapons, and does have nice pixel art and great action as well. Let's kick off the top 5 with one of the most ambitious titles of the week in SpellMaster the Saga, an open-world RPG that is supposed to be like the Gothic series of games, which is a personal blind spot for me, so I have no idea what to expect. There's third-person combat, we are playing as some sort of battle mage, with crafting, a magic academy construction component and non-linear progression, where parts of this does remind me of games like Dungeon Siege. The combat with the health bar of the enemy popping up does look to be the most out of place element in the whole game, and does look kind of bad in comparison with the rest of the game, but coming from a team of just 2 developers is very impressive work, so fingers crossed this will be good.
Oh God! What is this monstrosity?
An action roguelite with a very interesting theme and setting is Liberte, one that is set in the French Revolution but with a dose of Lovecraftian horror. The action looks good with a number of different playable classes, but interestingly, it's self-described as a story-driven roguelite, so I am curious about the structure of this game. There are 4 factions vying for power in the city, where I believe you can align yourself with any one of them, making this of interest to fans of the genre, and as is tradition, will be an early access release. If you love turn-based tactics titles like me, I'm sure that Cascade Tactics will be of interest, since it certainly looks to be a healthy dose of inspiration from classics like Final Fantasy Tactics and Tactics Ogre. You play as a mercenary in a war-torn world, gathering allies and taking on contracts in a bid to survive. Interestingly, this has a dual class system where you can combine classes for characters ranging from Commander, Ninja, Sentinel, Pyromancer, Archer, Necromancer and Lancer, looking to have tactical depth. While admittedly, the environments and backgrounds are a little bit drab, I do like the sprites here, and it does seem like a labor of love from someone that loves this genre, so of course it gets a very special mention. A great looking pixel art entry that I've had my eye on for quite a while is Super Dungeon Maker, one that is essentially indie Zelda Maker as an analog to Nintendo's Super Mario Maker games. Our protagonist is a chicken named Fink, which of course is a tribute to Link, who has to battle his way through dungeons. On top of the single-player story campaign made by the developer, the highlight is that anyone can make a level and upload it, potentially having infinite replayability. However, a Zelda dungeon is a lot more complex than a Mario level, so this is the canary in the coal mine to determine whether or not this concept would work, but I'm certainly rooting for this developer. Infernax is my most anticipated game of the month, since this is a retro pixel art classic-vania title with modern flourishes, and is perhaps a poster boy for indie games for the week. I love everything about this game, from the look, user interface, trailer music selection and action, where it perhaps is more like Simon's Quest than Hollow Knight, which is a refreshing change of pace in the Metroidvania genre. The pedigree of this developer is excellent as well, with a whole bunch of games under the belt going back to the Flash game era, so this takes the #1 spot. For more Metroidvania games, watch these videos and I will see you after the jump.